back to Bermuda. We're here diving with Dive Bermuda, our favorite operator on the island, and we're going to be diving the Cristobal Colon shipwreck and North Rock, some of our favorite sites today. It's our first day back, so we're going to take you along with us and see what we've got to offer. Come aboard.
Yeah, it's down there.
Welcome back to another underwater adventure, this time exploring the Cristobal Colon in Bermuda. This is the largest shipwreck in Bermuda that has been discovered, and it is truly a spectacular dive as we slowly start making our way down towards the boilers and generators towards the drive shaft. Now, a bit of history about this wreck. The last time we dived this wreck was about 3-4 years ago. I'll tag the video up here, but it's beautiful to be back out exploring this wreck. While Holly tries to grab my fins and hold me back, and I'm like, what are you doing? What is happening here? And then I was like, okay, I'll pose for a photo, or a video shall I say. Anyway, back to the history of this wreck. This wreck was a luxury cruise ship liner, which was a part of the Transatlantic Spanish Line. It's the largest shipwreck in Bermuda, as we said. This massive vessel, the Cristobal Colon, weighed 10,000 tons, had 3 decks and was nearly 500 feet long with a 60-foot beam. She was one of the most luxury cruise ships of her time. She mainly operated between New York and Central America. But at the time of her sinking, the Cristobal Colon and 160 exclusively male crew with no passengers were travelling from Cardiff, Wales to Vera Cruz, Mexico, reportedly, or shall I say allegedly, to collect arms for the Royalists in the Spanish Civil War. Now, on October 25th, 1936, while steaming ahead at 15 knots, the captain, Navarro Delgado, mistook an offshore communication tower for Gibbs Lighthouse, which had not been working while it was being repaired starting on October 10th. The ship crashed into the coral reef just east of North Rock, which will be our second dive. This is about 8 miles north of Bermuda. When all attempts failed to pull the massive liner off the reef, she was salvaged with furnishing, paintings and fittings brought ashore and sold at auction. There was no loss of life, thankfully. However, every night the locals would take their boats to the wreck and return with bags full of loot. Literally hundreds of Bermudians took part in this piracy, yet only 13 were ever caught. But there's one particular funny story. In court, one man was charged of stealing a radio from the Cristobal Colon, to which he would reply, "Why would I steal a radio from a Spanish ship? I can't even speak Spanish." By 1939, the ship had broken in two, and there were further salvage operations to retrieve metal parts for the war efforts, including the propellers. Now, the British and American forces eventually sank the ship, emptying shells by using it as bombing practice during World War II. So you can see this wreck has an amazing history. It was involved in the Spanish Civil War on a secret mission to transfer arms to the Royalists. However, when the crew were on island, they were not taken back by the Mexicans or the Spanish. No one would take ownership of them. It's actually believed the crew were working for the Royalists. As you know, in the Spanish Civil War, the dictator of Franco took over and the Royalists lost. When they were finally returned to Spain, none of them were ever seen again. It was believed that they were executed by Franco's regime. When their time in Bermuda, they were actually involved in building the causeway that connects the airport to the other islands. So anytime you come to Bermuda and you're crossing from the airport to the main part of the land, that was built by the sailors from the Cristobal Colon. Of course, it's been done up a few times since and improved, modernised, but a little bit of history for you when you're crossing the causeway. As I was saying, it's a beautiful wreck and it's a good spot for lionfish. As you can see, we look in here, if you just look around, right there, top left, there's a lionfish, and Holly finally catches one. Almost did, gave her a little bit fright. She's just making sure she's definitely got it as it jumps around. But as I said, this is a beautiful wreck. It sits just off North Rock, and we're about to go explore North Rock on the second dive. Welcome to one of the most northerly reefs in the world. This used to be the most northerly reef in the world. It's now the second most northerly after a reef system was discovered in Japan. But in the Atlantic, this is the most northerly reef, and it is spectacular. Welcome to North Rock, a beautiful spot where the beacon that you saw in the video just before we jumped in, sitting above the rocks. That is the North Rock beacon, sitting about 8 miles off the coast of Bermuda. Believe it or not, that rock was so open that during World War II they used to row out here and play cricket on that rock. Unfortunately, over time it's now underwater apart from the beacon and a few bits of rock, so they can't play cricket here anymore. But it is really popular for nice shallow depths and amazing swim throughs. As you can see, I'm following along Holly through this narrow passage of up and down the reefs of little holes and labyrinths. It's like a little maze. It is awesome. And when you're over here, you will notice that the reef is extremely healthy. You can see it's brain coral, branch coral everywhere. It is healthy, it's in abundance with snappers everywhere, groupers, including the beautiful black groupers, and so many other fish to enjoy. What we've found amazing while being back in Bermuda right now is how clear this water is. It is honestly like tap water. It is so clear. Visibility is, in all seriousness, has been 30 meters plus. That's over 100 feet. As you can just see how spectacular it is. The coral, the sea fans, everything is in healthy condition with an abundance of fish, grey snappers just cruising behind us, and black groupers. Just so much to see. And it's such an easy site to navigate as well. It is nice and shallow. It's only 12 meters, 40 feet, with an average depth, to be honest, of only around about 6 meters, 20 feet at a lot of sections. So it's perfect for your discover scuba dives, your try dives, and lots of friendly fish like this pudding white wrasse. Now, if you've followed along for years, you'll remember we had our fish here called Baxter. We don't think Baxter's alive anymore. Baxter we used to see from 2017 all the way up to 2021, 2022. We don't think he's around anymore, but this one is definitely filling his spot, so we'll call him Baxter Jr. He was really curious, coming in, playing in the sand. So when you wave your hand in the sand, kick it up with crustaceans, they'll come up and snip in and steal the food from you. Now you can see, as I said, it's just been so good to be back in Bermuda. We've been diving in Australia, working there for the last 3 years. On good days, we may only get, 20, 30 meters viz, but average visibility is at 3 to 8 meters visibility, most likely 5 meters, so 15 feet normally. So coming back to crystal clear, blue water, yes, it might be a nippy 20 degrees Celsius at the moment, which is about 68, 70 Fahrenheit, so it is a little bit nippy, but that allows us to get this amazing, clear, beautiful water when the water's cooler. As you can see, Holly is in a dry suit trying to stay warm. I'm in my 5mm hoping that I stay warm in this 20, 68, 69 degree Fahrenheit water. But as always, thank you so much. We hope you loved this video and we'll let you enjoy the remainder.
Thanks for joining us out here today on the beautiful reefs of Bermuda out with Dive Bermuda. As you may know, these are some of our favorite reefs and wrecks in the world, and we're going to be diving every single day for 3 weeks, and we're going to take you along with us. So make sure to follow along if you want to see more for Bermuda diving. Thank you!